Hello everyone, welcome to Rose Doyle channel. So this video is to hopefully the purpose of this video is to help consumers to choose which brand of washing machine to get. So the previous video I had was about dryers. So this time I will share with you some informations about washing machine. So, as what I said on my previous vlog, that I am working as a customer service representative for a certain appliance repair company here in Charleston, South Carolina. So, we will start discussing like brand issues that they're having with the unit, and this is based on daily calls that we received. So I would like to share with you first the Speed Queen. So Speed Queen, it's one of the higher end product. They are really good machine, I can say. Um, Most of their they also make commercial units, residential, and as what I said, it's one of the higher end brand out there. They're known to be like commercial most of the time. And Speed Queen, they have 3-year warranty or 5-year warranty. It depends on what models you will get, but they have this longer warranty. So, as I said, 3 years full warranty, like parts and labor. And some of the models they have 5-year warranty, parts and labor. And other parts actually they have like extended warranty. So it depends on what part, but those are the full warranty coverage, either 3 or 5 years. So most common called for Speed Queen washing machine is that they are leaking even if the machine is not in use. So that's one of the common issue with um, Speed Queen. So the common problem with that one is the water valve. So they have this. If you see a water valve, there's like a screen, like a small screen. Most of the time, that's where it's like ripped off, or it depends on like also the water, how do you call it, like particles in the water. But most of the time that's the part that's braked when they call in like my machine is leaking even if I'm not using it, the tub is full of water or it's filling up with water. So that's one of the common issues. And also the machine stops in the middle of cycle. It just blink like lights blinking, like the wash light, rinse light, and sometimes lock. Like all of those three lights were blinking. And once they reset it, it will go work again and then maybe complete the cycle, and other times it's going to stop again. That's very common as well for Speed Queen. And when it's acting up like that, it is the it's the motor control board that's failing. So we replace a few of those parts as well. So aside from the water valve, we also have that control board that's also most called for problem with Speed Queen. And aside from that, I think even if just they have like a stack unit, or they call it like unitized, it's also the issue is the motor control board. I'm not sure if they're improving it or they have sort of a solution, but that's what's common problem that we are receiving for Speed Queen. And aside from that, I think that's they don't have so much issue with balance load. Probably we have called very few that's complaining that the error showed up like it's unbalanced load, even if it's like no matter what load they put in the unit, small, medium, the unbalanced load is throwing error code, which is the sensor. Some of the models have this like a balance sensor. So once it's out, it's throwing that error code. Even if it's not really unbalanced, it will throw out. But only very few with that type of call. most likely it's the water leaking into the tub, and then that stop in the middle of cycle, just blinking on the light. Other than that, we don't have any issues with other issues like making noise or something like that. There's not so much complaint about that when it comes to Speed Queen washer. And and what else? I think that's the only good thing about Speed Queen, because they have longer warranty. And also, people will ask as well, like, which one is better, front loader or top loader? So actually, it's your choice. Front loader washing machine, most likely they are expensive. I think at least $600 up for a top, I mean, front loader washer. And when it comes to front loader, you have to the parts cost is a little high as well. Like, if you don't maintain your unit, the rubber, like the tub boot, if you don't take care of it, like, let's say wiping it off after each cycle or opening the door, then it's gonna be moldy. You have to replace that, and they're a little high. And also, the parts, not so much with making noise, like no matter what brand they are, once the machine is making noise, uh, when it comes to front loader, it's either the shocks or suspension kit, as they call it, or the bearing itself. But then most likely, probably it depends on like how you use your machine. But most of the time, at least 5 years that we know, or that's been called for, at least the machine is 5 years or longer, then it's acting up when it's making noise when the bearing goes bad. Once the bearing goes bad, or the support on the back of that inner outer tub, then you're done. The machine's repair cost is not worth it. It's probably like more than the cost of the new unit. So once the bearing is out, you're done. You gotta just get a new machine, because you have to replace, of course, the inner outer top, and that's very expensive. So that's for the front loader. And also, one more thing to I think remember, um, if you have enough space, I would suggest to just get like a standalone washer, standalone dryer. Try to avoid buying stack unit, because most of the time, service to do a service for a stack unit, it's more expensive than a standalone, because most of the time they have to send two tech. Just because sometimes it's hard for one tech to move like washer dryer, especially like a stack unit, especially if it's in a closet. So I would suggest, if you have enough space, try to not to get a stack unit, or even if like it's a stack unit, but you can put it like side by side, then that's also fine. Um, and then what else that I can suggest? Top top load. Yeah, it's your choice. It's your preference. But that's for the Speed Queen right now that I'm talking about. So that's mostly for Speed Queen. Those are the issues, like the board and water valve, and that's those are the two parts that are a very common problem with those machine. And then the next brand that I would like to share with you as well, we have a lot of calls for LG. So LG washer, they only have 1 year warranty for full warranty coverage. Parts and labor, they only have 1 year for that. They might have extended warranty for other parts like their motor, control board, but the full time warranty for parts and labor is just 1 year. And the most common problem with LG washing machine is um, the sensor in the motor, or sometimes itself the motor itself. They're throwing an error code that uh, it's not what they call this, the motor error. I'm sorry. So that's very common with LG. and not so much with leaking. They're not so much. We don't have a lot of calls for that. So much for the motor problem. And that's what I said. They have extended warranty for that part, so they cover the part but the labor. That's very common with LG. Making noise, we didn't receive any much more with that. And also stopping in the middle of cycle, which also the control board. So once we have LG that their complaint is stop in the middle of the cycle, most of the time it's the control board. And sometimes it goes together with that uh, stator motor. They have a different motor. It is called the stator motor for LG washing machine. And then not so much with the shocks. They're not also well known for unbalanced load. Not so much. We probably get a few, but not a lot. Most of the time, if they have that issue, it means that the shock is going bad or the suspension kit. And also another problem with LG is leaking or not draining. Their drain pump is also, I'd say, a weakest point. Um, I think we've replaced a few, or I'd say like probably within a month, we're probably replacing LG drain pump at least 10 or more a month for LG washing machine. So their drain pump also is a little weak on the side. It could be like it depends on like how they use it. They might overuse it, but if once the what they call this it's not draining, most of the time it's the drain pump, because sometimes we have a complaint like my washing machine is not draining, sometimes it's just plugged up, but most of the time when it's LG, if the complaint is it's not draining, it's automatically, or most of the time, it's the drain pump. So that's their weakest point, their drain pump, and their motor stator, and then the control board. That's the weakest parts for LG, or at least most common cold for problem for LG washing machine. And then the next washer would be Whirlpool, a major market Whirlpool. They also have a full year like parts and labor 1 year warranty, and they might have extended parts warranty, but the full year coverage, like the full coverage for parts and labor is only 1 year. And LG as well. I think I mentioned that it's also like 1 year warranty and then extended warranty for their motor. Like I think 10 years for LG for their motor. They probably know that you know, it's gonna break. But anyway, um, and don't get me wrong, it's probably as well like how the owner like use the machine, if they overuse it, or because we've seen a lot like people washing their pillow and it burst, and of course those feathers, sometimes they have like a feathers, it goes to the drain pump, and of course that's going to ruin it. Some people wash their rugs, like heavy rugs, and also that's not a no-no, it's a no-no as well. And especially if they have this like the backing is a backing rubber rags, I would not suggest to you wash it in your washing machine. It's very uh, like it can do damage to your washer. You may like one time you use it and it's fine, but I would suggest not to do it. So yeah, let's go to Whirlpool. So the common problem with Whirlpool that we are receiving is out of balance. Like the newer unit that they built, most of the time it's a newer that we receive the unbalanced load. Like even some customer will like argue with you. Like I've been doing laundry, I have washing machine, I have Whirlpool washing machine for 20 years, and I have this new one, and it's not like use, I don't know how to use it. But yes, because they suggest when it happened, you just have to adjust your laundry, your clothes inside. Just adjust it, reposition it, and run the machine. And when we suggest to do that to other customer, they argue because they feel like we are questioning that they don't know how to use it. But that's what Whirlpool suggested. If it's gonna get out of balance, you just have to adjust it. I think they have, because most their newer unit, they don't have the agitator. They're using wash plate. I think most of the washer right now they're using wash plate instead of the agitator for the top loader. They get rid of the wash plate. LG they're using wash plate. Whirlpool they're using wash plate, but um, Speed Queen they're still using agitator. We still have agitator for Speed Queen. And so I'm sorry, I'm just keeping switching back and forth. But so Whirlpool, yeah, that's very common. Their complaint is out of balance. Sometimes it's really need to have to replace the motor itself, like the shaft, because it's really like even small load, if even if they're adjusting it, it's still doing that. Then we replace the shaft or the wash motor. That's most also like common problem with um, Whirlpool. And of course not draining, that's what I said. But that issue, I think, if the consumer is either overloading or not, you know, putting the, sometimes because socks also can go to that drain pump, sometimes coins. So you have to be careful with that. And aside from that, stop in the middle cycle. They also have this one of their uh, weakest part as well is the door latch with the Whirlpool. So yeah, most of the time when customer called in like my machine will not start or it stopped in the middle cycle, but when I wiggle it, it's working again. So most commonly part that break as well is their door latch. It's plastic, so you have to be careful when using it. And also for Whirlpool, they have this new design. They have this glass lid. I think we replaced a few because the hinge, like where it's attached, it's that's the piece that broke right there. And of course, you can't just replace the like where it's holding, but you have to replace the whole lid. So we also have that issues with Whirlpool with this model that has a glass lid. That is also one of their weakest part because as I said, it's just plastic and the lid is heavy. Even if no matter how careful you are, sometimes like you have to be careful when closing it. But I think it's just the weight. I might be wrong, but I we have customers that within 2 years they replaced two two lid. So good thing first one was covered, but the second one is already out of warranty, so they have to pay it out of their pocket. And aside from that, with Whirlpool, I think those are common problem. Of course, the computer as well, control board. That's also one of the issues with Whirlpool. Um, I'm not sure what causes it, probably fluctuation or probably the way they use it. But we also have a lot of calls that the unit stop in the middle of cycle, or they like stop in the middle cycle, but when they turn to like stop it and do it manually, let's say stop with the draining cycle, and then they have to move it to drain and it drains fine, or spins fine, and they're having problem with the control board. And we have also a few customer that's having that issues. So if you look at the pricing, we didn't have so much calls with Bosch. There's also Bosch is also a high-end product. We don't have a lot of calls for Bosch washing machine, but most of the time when Bosch washer complaint it's automatic. Most of the time, it's the control board. I'm not saying that it is the control board, but most of the time, when we receive calls for Bosch washer, the issue is with the control board. So, yeah, so those are the different brands of washer that I can share with you. Those are the common problem that the customers are called for. So it's up to you to decide like which brand you're gonna buy, budget wise, your preference for um, options, and like let's say you'd rather get the front loader compared to top loader. Some people they still like the top loader. They feel like it cleans the clothes better than the front loader. But uh, actually, front loader they use more water. They use a ton of water compared to the front loader. Front loader you can save for water, but that's what I said. Front loader they're more expensive than the top loader. And the very common problem with the top loader as well, like no matter what brand it is the suspension kit or the what they call this the shocks, especially if you overload your laundry. Those are the first thing to go, and also the door latch. Most common problem with the top loader. No matter what brand it is, those are um, the part that easily break, and also the drain pump. So door latch, drain pump, suspension kit. Those are very common problem that's gonna break for most of the time the top loader washing machine. For the front loader, once they go bad, it is the door latch as well, computer, and the tab boot. Sometimes people forget to clear their pockets, and sometimes there's some like sharp object or some sort, and it trip off the rubber tub or uh the rubber boot. So yeah, so considering buying units, so those are that I can give you the Speed Queen. Um, so they have 5 year warranty, 3 to 5 year warranty, full year like coverage. I mean for full coverage for their parts and labor. So they have 3 to 5 years. And then other parts could be more. That I think they have a lifetime warranty for their tub. I might be wrong, but they have parts that has extended warranty. LG, Whirlpool, Samsung. I actually did not discuss about Samsung, but Samsung as well. Their weakest part is the drain pump as well. We have a lot of called for drain pump and control board. Control board as well um, is the common problem with Samsung washing machine. Stop in the middle cycle. It's always the complaint. And yeah, so they have 1 year warranty, full warranty, parts and labor, and they may have extended warranty for other parts like their control board or motor. So you have to check with that. And also, when buying appliances, actually, it's not just washing machine like um, other appliances. When buying appliances, you really have to ask the dealer or um, wherever you want to buy the unit, or you have to research if there is servicer in the area. That is very important factor that there's a servicer in the area, because if you are within the warranty, of course you want it to have it free service, right? So you have to make sure that there is servicer in the area first off. And then yeah, because if it's out of warranty, then anybody can service it. Most of the servicer can service it when it's out of warranty. So well, I hope this video will help a little bit. I might be sharing not a lot of information, but I think I hope that it can help somebody to choose which brand or type of appliance that you have to buy. And next time, I'm gonna discuss or share with you um, different brands of refrigerator. I'll try refrigerator next time. It's gonna be interesting because I think there are two uh, maybe like most of the brands or manufacturer has their like bulletin, but very common right now or is the LG and then Samsung. They have this issues with their unit that I would like to discuss on my next video. All right, guys, we'll see you on my next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that little bell right there for notification. I'll see you then next time.